In 2026, everything you know about navies is completely wrong. The US Navy is building a secret fleet for one reason: to absolutely dominate the next war. 4 years. China has built the biggest navy on the planet. But America's real response is finally here. And it's insane. We are showing you the 19 secret ships from hypersonic destroyers to invisible submarines. That could change the world. And this isn't just more money. This is the craziest naval shakeup since the Cold War. A total reinvention of sea power to challenge their #1 rival. The strategic context. A new age of naval rivalry to understand why this is happening. You have to look at China. For 30 years, they've been building a crazy number of ships. Today, their navy is officially the largest in the world. As of late, 2024, China has over 370 ships, not even counting 60 patrol boats with massive guns. The United States, we have only 296 ships, but it gets crazier. China is projected to have 435 ships by 2030. They're building insane aircraft carriers like the Fujian *. With tech that challenges America's best carriers, they are pumping out destroyers and submarines and are expected to have 80 subs by 2035. This is why the US is freaking out. It's not just about the numbers. It's that all these ships are in one place, the Western Pacific. It's a giant wall of steel. In a war, they could just grab territory, and it would be almost impossible for the US to do anything about it. China's goal is simple: kick the US out of Asia and become the new #1 naval power on Earth. So the US Navy had two options. Try to build more ships than China, which would be almost impossible, or do something completely different. They chose different. The new plan is all about quality and tech, not just size. It's a smaller fleet, but it's way deadlier and a whole lot smarter. The unveiling, America's 19-ship gamble. So, what's the first move in this insane chess game? It's the 2026 budget proposal, and it is wild. After years of asking for just a few ships, the Navy is suddenly demanding 19 brand new warships, spending a mind-blowing $47.3 billion. This is the biggest shipbuilding request in over 20 years. And it's a signal that America is done playing around. And they aren't just building any old ships. Every single one of these 19 ships was chosen to win a new kind of war. This list tells you everything you need to know about their secret plan. They want 1 Columbia-class ballistic missile submarine Naval, Virginia-class attack submarine S2, Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer America-class, amphibious assault ship San Antonio-class amphibious transport Dock 9 landing ship mediums, LSMs to John Lewis-class fleet oiler and 1. Tiago's ocean surveillance ship. Every ship is designed to hit China where it hurts. The plan is simple: be invisible underwater, strike from ridiculously far away, and spread the fleet out so it's impossible to kill. These are the 3 pillars of the Navy's plan to completely change naval warfare. The dossier. Inside the new fleet ***. To understand this new fleet, you have to see the machines themselves. These aren't just ships. They're part of a brand new, connected combat web. The undersea Leviathans, Columbia and Virginia-class submarines ***, America's secret weapon, has always been its submarines. The first shots of the next war will be fired from the deep. And this is where the Navy is spending its biggest money. First, you have the ultimate weapon, the ***, Columbia-class ballistic missile submarine ***. This one submarine is part of the most expensive and important military project in the entire country. Its job is to disappear for months and hold entire countries hostage with the threat of nuclear war. It's the ultimate peacekeeper, and it gets all the funding it needs. But for an actual war, the real monsters are the two ***, Virginia-class attack submarines ***. These things are the deadliest predators in the ocean. They hunt other subs, spy on coastlines, and even drop off Navy SEALs. What makes the newest ones so insane is the ***, Virginia Payload Module VPM ***. This is a game-changing upgrade. They literally add an 84-foot section to the sub, packed with launch tubes. This nearly triples the number of missiles it can carry, letting it hold up to 40 Tomahawk crews. Missiles. But it's not just about more missiles. It's what these tubes will carry in the future. The ***, Conventional Prompt Strike CPS, ***, Hypersonic Missile. Putting a missile that travels at Mach 5 on a submarine this quiet is completely nuts. It creates a fleet of invisible missile launchers that can hit anything, thousands of miles away, with zero warning. You can try to shoot down a missile silo or track a carrier, but you can't find a Virginia-class sub that could be anywhere in the world, ready to obliterate your command centers. This is the unfair advantage the US is counting on. The surface. Warriors are Burke-class destroyers on the surface. The workhorse is the Arla Burke-class guided missile destroyer ***. The two new ships are the latest version of the most legendary warship design ever. These things are basically floating death fortresses. They have the Aegis combat system, the best missile defense system on Earth. With the new SPY-6 radar, they can track and destroy dozens of missiles at once, even ones flying from space. They are the shield of the fleet, but they're also a sword. They carry tomahawks for long-range attacks, and in the new plan, these destroyers won't just be bodyguards. They'll be the nerve center of a kill web, sharing targeting info with subs, jets, and drones to coordinate attacks across the entire ocean. Building more of these proves the Navy is betting that better tech can beat bigger numbers. The amphibious Vanguard, America, San Antonio, and the LSM, a huge part of the 2026 fleet, is a return to amphibious warfare, which is perfect for the thousands of islands in the Pacific. But this isn't your grandpa's island hopping. This is a new idea called Expeditionary Advanced Base Operations, or EABO. The star is the ***, America-class amphibious assault ship ***. These are basically mini aircraft carriers that carry F-35B stealth jets. They let the Navy create a floating airbase anywhere on Earth. Supporting them is the ***, San Antonio-class amphibious transport dock ***, which is like a giant ferry for moving Marines, and all their gear to the fight. But the craziest part of the plan is the 9 new ** landing ship mediums, or LSMs ***. This is a brand new, smaller, faster amphibious ship. The fact that the Navy wants 9 of them at once means they are all in on this EBO thing. The idea is genius. Instead of putting all your Marines on a few giant ships, you spread them out in small teams on these LSMs. They can hop between islands, setting up hidden missile launchers and spy posts. These tiny, scattered bases are an enemy's worst nightmare. They're hard to find, hard to hit, and can be moved in an instant. From these little bases, Marines can launch anti-ship missiles and feed targeting data to the rest of the fleet. This mix of big and small ships is the key to creating an unbreakable island chain defense. The support network, oilers and surveillance. Finally, a fleet is useless without gas and intel. The 2 John Lewis-class fleet replenishment oilers are the heroes nobody talks about, literally fueling the entire fleet so it can stay at sea for months. The single ** T-AGOS ocean surveillance ship ** has one job: hunting enemy submarines. These ships drag a super long, super sensitive microphone called SIRTAS, listening for the quietest subs. In the deadly game of undersea warfare, finding the other guy first is everything. The Tiagos is the detective that tells the Virginia-class hunter where to go for the kill. The reality check, an industry under strain, but there's a huge problem. Having a plan is one thing, but actually building these ships is another. America's shipbuilding industry is in big trouble. After decades of shrinking, our ability to build warships is not what it used to be. U.S. shipyards are literally falling apart. The Navy's own yards, which work on nuclear ships, are over 100 years old on average. They have ancient equipment, and all the skilled workers are retiring. Ship deliveries are already years behind schedule, and everyone admits there's no easy fix. Top Navy officials have said it out loud, with one admitting he has more ships than our shipyards can handle for the next 10 years. Even though the 2026 budget has billions to fix the shipyards, it will take years to see results. And that is the biggest risk to this entire plan. Can the US actually build these ships fast enough? You can't just create specialized welders and engineers overnight. Every single delay is a win for China, which is building ships faster than anyone since World War II. The real test is if America's shipyards can turn this money into steel. The new doctrine. How warfare changes. This 2026 fleet isn't just about cool new ships. It's about a completely new way to fight called distributed maritime operations, DMO. This is the ultimate counter to China's plan of using land-based missiles to sink our big aircraft carriers. The old way of fighting was to stack all your power in a few giant carrier groups. That's now way too risky. DMO flips that completely. Instead of putting all your ships in one place, you spread them out, making the fleet harder to find, harder to kill, but way more deadly. The 19 ships in the 2026 budget are the first pieces of this puzzle. The big idea is to have a giant network of sensors and shooters Imagine a Virginia sub secretly finds an enemy fleet in the South China Sea. Instead of shooting and giving away its position, it can silently send that targeting data to a destroyer hundreds of miles away, which launches a massive missile strike. At the same time, a small group of Marines on a tiny island, dropped off by an LSM, could spot enemy jets on their radar. They could send that info to an F-35 pilot who took off from an America-class ship, letting the pilot ambush the threat. That is the kill web. It connects every single thing: subs, ships, jets, drones, and even soldiers into one giant brain. If you take out one part of the web, the rest of it keeps fighting. It makes the enemy's job impossible. Instead of trying to find and sink a couple of giant carrier groups, they now have to deal with hundreds of smaller, faster, and stealthier threats all over the ocean. Asterisk, and that's the massive bet the Navy is making: quality over quantity. The total number of ships might go down for a while, but the lethality of each ship is going to be insane. A single Virginia-class sub with hypersonic missiles is more dangerous than an entire fleet of old ships. One America-class carrier with F-35s can own the sky. This is the gamble: fewer ships, but each one is way more powerful and connected to an unstoppable fighting force. This is one of the biggest military gambles in history. The Navy is betting billions on high-tech, invisible forces instead of a giant fleet. But is it the right bet? Would you spend all this money on these insane subs and destroyers? Or would you build a bigger fleet of smaller, cheaper drone ships? Go down in the comments right now and tell us what you think. What would your 2026 fleet look like? The 2026 fleet is America's insane plan to rewrite the rules of war. Facing China's massive navy, the Pentagon decided to stop planning for the last war and start building for the next one. These 19 ships are the start of that new vision of fleet built on being invisible, striking from anywhere, and having a technological edge that is just unfair. The hypersonic Creddy subs, networked destroyers, and fast-moving amphibious ships aren't just ships. They're pieces of a new combat machine designed to be everywhere at once. They are built to smash through an enemy's defenses and create a web of threats. That is impossible to stop. But this whole thing could fail. It's threatened by the massive challenge of rebuilding America's shipyards and the insane speed of China's own military. The road from a budget plan to a battle-ready fleet is incredibly risky. The 2026 Naval Plan is a message. It's a declaration that the United States is not giving up on the oceans. It's rearming to rule them. And the success of this insane gamble could decide the balance of power for the next 100 years.